Good morning, everyone. It's February 17th, 2019. I'm Eric. One of the good things about having some of these Democrats or liberals get elected is, or one of the good things anyway, is the fact that some of them will take to task conservatives concerning past actions. And before I get into this short 3-paragraph, I guess, summary, I will have to say that although I do like what this woman says, I do not support her overall. So don't get it in your mind that I'm some fucking liberal supporter or some Muslim supporter, because I'm not. However, it doesn't matter who takes these people to task, only matters that they do it. So, check it out. Elliot Abrams caballed quietly to spring a CIA-connected drug trafficker. Alright, so we've had a war on drugs for the entire length of my lifetime. Almost 46 years. And this war has not made anything better. It's created a prison industrial complex that is not matched by any other country. It's created a militarized police force all across the country. It's caused the deaths of many, many, many innocent people. But somehow, a CIA-connected drug trafficker gets away with bringing these drugs into our country, the same drugs that low-level dealers and users alike get sent up the river for. Surely this is just another loony left headline about Elliot Abrams, the administration's point man on Venezuela, whom some say has been unfairly pillared on Capitol Hill. If you read this September 1986 national security email written by NSC staffer Oliver North, you'll see the headline is not overstated, but factually precise and faithful to the conspiratorial tone of the original source. When U.S. policymakers needed to spring a convicted CIA-connected drug trafficker from doing hard time in federal prison, who did they call? Trump's appointed special envoy to Venezuela, Elliot Abrams. And this is the creature who takes him to task. Again, I have no love for these people, but it is amusing to see her take this person, this scumbag, to task. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. I will try, though. Ilhan Omaros, Republican, or representative of Minnesota, a Democrat. And down here is the video clip, and I'm going to end it with that. Okay? So, my ugly face is going to go off, and check this out.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for your testimonies. Mr. Adams, in 1991, you pleaded guilty to 2 counts of withholding information from Congress regarding your involvement in the Iran-Contra affair, for which you were later pardoned by President George H.W. Bush. I fail to understand why members of this committee or the American people should find any testimony that you give today to be truthful.
If I can respond to that.
It wasn't a question.
On February,
that was not a question. That was I reserve the right to my time.
It is not right.
That was not a
this
question.
Committee can attack
On February 8th,
who is not permitted to reply.
That was not a question. Thank you for your participation. On February 8th, 1982, you testified before the Senate Foreign Relations Committee about U.S. policy in El Salvador. In that hearing, you dismissed as communist propaganda report about the massacre of El Mozote, in which more than 800 civilians, including children as young as 2 years old, were brutally murdered by U.S.-trained troops. During that massacre, some of those troops bragged about raping a 12-year-old girl before they killed them. Girls before they killed them. You later said that the U.S. policy in El Salvador was a fabulous achievement. Yes or no, do you still think so?
From the day that President Duarte was elected in a free election to this day, El Salvador has been a democracy. That's a fabulous achievement.
Yes or no, do you think that massacre was a fabulous achievement that happened under our watch?
That is a ridiculous question, and I
yes or no?
No.
I will take that as a yes.
I am not going to respond to that kind of personal attack, which is not a question.
Yes or no, would you support an armed faction within Venezuela that engages in war crimes, crimes against humanity or genocide, if you believe they were serving U.S. interest, as you did in Guatemala, El Salvador, and Nicaragua?
I am not going to respond to that question. I'm sorry. I don't think this entire line of questioning is meant to be real questions, and so I will not reply.
Whether you, under your watch, a genocide will take place, and you will look the other way because American interests were being upheld, is a fair question. Because the American people want to know that anytime we engage a country, that we think about what our actions could be and how we believe our values are being furthered. That is my question. Will you make sure that human rights are not violated and that we uphold international and human rights?
I suppose there is a question in there, and the answer is that the entire thrust of American policy in Venezuela is to support the Venezuelan people's effort to restore democracy to their country. That's our policy.
I don't think anybody disputes that. The question I had for you is that does the interest of the United States include protecting human rights and include protecting people against genocide?
That is always the position of the United States.
Thank you. I yield back my time.
Mr. Watt.
Now, she could have done a much better job, but she did put him on the spot, and of course, he did lie. And of course, they will not think of the consequences of their actions before they go ahead and go into Venezuela. And just like they don't think of the consequences of their actions when they build nuclear power plants and so on and so forth. And this Abrams dude says that they care about human rights and things like genocide's not happening, but their actions, of course, speak to the contrary. Anyway, thought I would share this with you. Hope you have a good day. Kill the state. Live free.